Naughty Dog has been on fire as of late, releasing 2 Crash Bandicoot games that were successful, one of them putting PlayStation on the map, while the other one convinced gamers to buy a PlayStation. But has Naughty Dog played their cards a bit too early? Because Crash Bandicoot 2 is a really good game, and one of the best platform games of all time. A year later, they once again made another Crash Bandicoot game, and is it better than Crash 2? No, not really. Let me explain why as I review Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. And before we start, here is my new intro. Roll the footage. Get it? Box. Crash breaks boxes. Huh? Let's get the story out of the way first, because I have quite a few things to talk about this game. The story picks up right after the true ending in Crash 2, as part of Cortex's ship hits an ancient ruin. An evil mask was released by the name of Uka Uka, Aku Aku's evil twin brother. This brings us to Aku Aku having dialogue.
Uka Uka is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
And even though Aku Aku having dialogue was completely out of nowhere, at least I can take the story a bit serious. We cut to Uka Uka talking to Cortex, and it's revealed that Cortex was taking orders from Uka Uka. He gives Cortex one more chance, but this time, Uka Uka will be beside Cortex to help him on his quest for world domination. Meanwhile, Aku Aku says that he locked up Uka Uka many years ago to protect the world. Now freed, it's up to Crash and Coco to stop Uka Uka and Cortex once and for all. There are 5 levels in each section, and each level has a power crystal. Collect all the 5 crystals and you get to fight a boss, yada yada yada. We've heard this before. The bosses include, this time around, Tiny Tiger, and 2 new characters. One of them is Dingodile, a half dingo, half crocodile with a flamethrower. An end trophy, Master of Time, an engine, and of course the final boss being Cortex and Uka Uka. And I have one thing to say to Naughty Dog. Thank you. Thank you, Naughty Dog. Thank you for finally giving us a great final boss. Uka Uka, seeing that Cortex was a terrible final boss in the last 2 games, and because of that, he made it much more interesting and much more difficult. To Naughty Dog, I say, I take my hat off to you. One of the things they added was a slot box. A slot box can change from a mystery box to an Uka Uka box. I'm sorry, Aku Aku box. Ugh, I always get it mixed up all the time. But with the slot box, you have a limited amount of time. Once the time runs out, the slot box will turn into an unbreakable box. It's pretty useless. They also added power upgrades. When you beat a boss, you earn an upgrade. These include a stronger body slam, jumping higher, spinning longer, a bazooka, and the ability to run faster. While I was playing the game, I started to notice something. There are quite a few vehicle levels in this game. Okay, I take that back. There are a lot of vehicle levels in this game. Crash 3 goes way overboard with vehicle levels, and some of the vehicles control like shite. Some examples are Coco's jet ski and Crash's motorcycle. Did I mention that Coco's a playable character in this game? Well, you can play as her, but only in vehicle levels, which is a shame. A huge shame. Another thing Crash can do is swim underwater. But there's one thing I do not like about Crash Bandicoot levels is the one that you swim under goddamn water. I haven't talked about the gameplay or the soundtrack yet, because it's the same Crash Bandicoot style that we know and love. The gameplay is great and the soundtrack is excellent as always. Crash 3 is probably one of the best looking games on the PlayStation console. Another thing I liked about this game is the level designs. While you're trying to find a power crystal, you explore places back in time or into the future. From the medieval times to the Egyptian times, Crash 3 definitely excels in that topic.
Defeated again! This is not fair! Maybe I should retire to a nice big beach with a nice big drink and a woman with nice big bags of ice for my head.
It's not over, Bandicoot. There are still the gems. We still have a chance to triumph.
After beating Cortex while having all the power crystals, you once again must get all the gems and something else as well to get the true ending. These are called relics. Oh boy, oh boy. The relics are the worst thing that has ever happened to Crash Bandicoot. Think about it. Why were the first two Crash Bandicoot games very successful? Because they were designed as a strategy game. Crash 1 and 2 were designed with patience. If you slowly take your time, you realize that it's not as difficult as you thought. But in Crash 3, the game is still designed with patience, but now you have a timer on, so your brain is forcing you to rush very quickly around obstacles. It becomes a chore to get all the relics. And yes, even the vehicle levels have a gem and a relic. Naughty Dog tried to add new things, which does sound good on paper, but the execution sucked. From the relics to the slot box and so many vehicle levels. I know I've said bad things about Crash 3, but it's still a pretty awesome game. The gameplay and the soundtrack are great, and the game looks fantastic, the boss fights have improved, and the level designs are brilliant. Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped gets an 8 out of 10. Now, you would think this would be the last Crash Bandicoot game Naughty Dog made, right? No. Naughty Dog had just enough time to make one more Crash Bandicoot game before their contract expires. Does it win the trophy and become the best Crash Bandicoot game of all time? Or does it crash and burn to the side rails and retires for good? Join me next time as I review CTR Crash Team Racing.